All right.
I keep
Are we ready?
I keep hearing that song, It's About Time, and all the words to it keep coming up. I don't know why, but it's just like it's a song that's, man, it's a great song.
Thank
Yes.
you. I was asked to sing it for this ERA concert, online concert coming up this Wednesday on Cherie's birthday. Did you know somebody's like the ERA? Like, didn't we take care of that like in 1972? We did, but it's still not in the Constitution because they didn't get 39 states to ratify it. So, and now the Justice Department is saying, got to start over, you missed the deadline. So still in the year 2020, women don't have equal rights in the United States of America. Think about that. But that's not why we're here.
That's not nothing to celebrate. 2021 is our year.
It better be, if we make it that far. Can you hear the guitar well?
Yeah.
I'll try, but I'm tongue-tied. Words fail, leave a faint trail, like moments from a lifetime, hardly compared to what's actually there, or to you, my love. I just can't believe all the love I've been given. I've done awful things, but always been forgiven. Always digging for clues, looked every direction, but all roads lead right back to you, my love. Was a long ride show you my soul if you look in my eyes. From the ends of the earth to the stars up above, nothing else matters but you, my love. Yeah, I'm overcome, and I love you. Overwhelmed. Oh, nothing else matters but love.
Woohoo!
Thanks, everybody.
That song is so awesome. What album is that off of? Where did it come from? What happened?
That's from my record Delusions of Grandeur, the greatest album ever made. And I wrote that song with Kristen Hall, a great songwriter who went on to form the band Sugarland and had many millions of hits.
Well, it's a great song, and you sing it so beautifully, and it's like the perfect like settling into love song, of course.
Yay.
But here we are celebrating, and celebrating is just like settling into love. And love is everything. It's all there is. It's all we need. The Beatles had it right when it said, you know, love is all you need. And yet somehow it just feels so fleeting. Because the fact about love is that it rests on a foundation of trust. Trust is the first characteristic of a good teacher of God. If you study A Course in Miracles, you'll see that in the Manual for Teachers. Trust is a foundation for great peace. And I think three of the most beautiful words that we could extend to each other is not necessarily I love you, because love can feel very polluted sometimes if it doesn't live on the foundation of trust. So the most beautiful words that we could share would be, I trust you. And more beautiful than that still would be, I free you. I free you. I free you to be exactly who you need to be. But these words still feel a little odd because I free you sounds a bit egotistical, right? Like, who am I to free you? And what am I freeing you from? Maybe it would be that the most beautiful words would be, I free myself from judging you. Wouldn't it be nice to free ourselves from judging each other? Like to take the day off of being the judge? We were not created to be judges. We were created to be creators. And when we judge each other, we usurp our power. We give it out. We lose. We amputate ourselves from the most audacious thing about us. To say, I free myself from judging you is a very, very loving and generous thing to do. Sometimes our concept of love is not actually love, because sometimes it's just this well-painted fence that protects fear. You know, it parades as love. And trust is nowhere to be found. And prayer is like an ancient whisper that we don't want to hear, because it would wake us from the addiction of our broken down version of love, our conditional version of love that does not include everyone. And if it does not include everyone, it's not love. And I know that's kind of hard to hear, because there are people that we don't love. In fact, there are people that we love to hate. If you've ever heard more horrible words lined up together, it would be love to hate. We love to hate people, places, and things, and we do it actively. We actively do not love things. And then there are those that we do love, you know, that we do say we love, but as long as they do what we want them to do. And that also is not love, because this is control. This is control, and we have the balls to think I'm not a control freak, but we are all control freaks, unless we're loving everyone exactly as they are and as we would like to be loved ourselves. So if we're not loving everyone exactly as they are and as we would like to be loved ourselves, we're controlling. So we might want to take a little break on that, a little breath on that, you know, and maybe unpack it, because in our mind we might say, well, no, Maureen, you don't understand. This person does not deserve love. They are an a-hole. Like they really need to be left off the bus. So why do we have conditional love? The simple reason for conditional love is trust, is I don't trust you. I don't trust you. And so I've got to put conditions on you. And I have to be very strategic about the amount and the degree of love that I'm willing to spend on you, because there's only a limit. And I want to make sure that I give it to those that I actually cherish, and exclude it from everyone else. Mickey Singer, who is the author of the Surrender Experiment, often talks about, this idea of surrender. We're talking about settling into love, surrendering into trust. Surrender is like trust in action, actually. He says, once you're willing to let go of yourself, your personalities, your preferences of who you love and who you don't love. Once you're willing to let that go, and believe me, that's a big thing to let go of, but once you're willing to let that go, life becomes your friend. Life becomes your teacher. Life becomes your secret lover. What would it be like if life was your secret lover? Have you ever had a secret lover? They're quite delicious. They're quite delicious. Imagine if life was your secret lover. I mean, would you not walk around the world with a smirk on your face? Wouldn't that be nice? When life's way becomes your way, when you're not wrestling with life, all the noise stops. All of the noise stops. And in that experience, there is great peace. Great peace. So imagine having great peace. I love these two words together. And this is not an oxymoron. Great peace is a possibility. It sounds like a fantasy. Like some of us might be thinking like, great peace. Like I'm having problems just having small peace. I'm not sure if I can handle great peace. Great peace. I was once on a TV show where I played a jewelry thief. And in the scene, I'm selling gems out of the back trunk of my car. And I pick up one of the gems and I go, to an undercover police officer, I go, this is a great piece. And he says, how about this piece? And he shows me his badge. So every time I say great piece, I always think about that. For some reason I had a lisp when I said it. It's a great piece. So anyway, so do we want great peace? Do we want great peace? It gets easier and easier as we make peace our goal, even small peace our goal. If we say, yeah, let me just start with small peace. Like, let me just start with peace, like right in this moment on my Sunday morning hour. Let me just see if I can breathe into a greater degree of peace. And then maybe let me see if I can extend that into the next hour and the next relationship and the next encounter. Let me make peace my goal. You've heard me say before, like, if I can't do it in peace, I am not doing it. Peace is my most important, my most prized, my most precious object. And so as we decide that we really do value this, as we wade into the deep waters of peace, we become more and more enamored and more immersed and more saturated with peace. And it's like an echo chamber with no echo. The noise is gone. The alarms are dismantled. And the present moment is so profound that you can barely take your eyes from it. Like, wouldn't you love to live in that breath? As we begin to do this, we begin to like who we see ourselves being. We go, wow, I didn't know Maureen could be so graceful and dignified. When she was running with the alternative of peace, she was running like down the street with her hair on fire, cursing and defending herself and the world. I mean, I don't know about you, but I spent a lot of time like this, being in defense. My husband would say hi, and I'd be like, "What do you mean by that?" I mean, I really had some undoing to do. So, but when the noise is gone and the alarms are dismantled, man, it's a beautiful palette to create from. And we see the value in surrendering our little will and wishes and wants so that we can have an experience of something more fluid, more flowing, and freedom. So the freedom I'm offering you, I get to experience myself. And that's how we get to settle down into love. I free you, I free me, I settle into love. Mickey Singer called it untethered. What a great word, untethered. Holding on to nothing. Just like imagine yourself in a roller coaster, like, whee! That's what life could be. But instead, we're all grabbing on to the harnesses and we're trying to ride this thing and taking it personally and making it painful. Taking it personally makes it very painful. But if we let go, this is where we get to touch the hem of true love. True love is without wanting or needing anything, and it comes with the ability to include and embrace all things equally, and it has and holds no defenses. And instead of saying no way, which a lot of people go through life, anything that happens, they go no way. Instead of saying no way to all the surprise invitations that life will serve up, unconditional love says, okay. We go from no way to okay, and maybe even move into yes and. Yes and is an improvisational tool that you learn in the beginning stages of taking an improv class, and it helps the scene to move forward. If you navigate the scene with this yes and, you actually support the other actor and you get to build this scene. If you negate the other actor, the scene has no hope. It just chases its tail and you end up circling the drain and nothing new is created or discovered. But if you amputate your knee-jerk reaction to knowing and knowing, Knowing, and also Noing, if you let go of knowing and knowing, you get to experience yes. And doors slide open where you once saw walls, and possibility arrives. And the yes supplies a state of grace that's filled with song and laughter. And I'm not over exaggerating this. Like, I'm really not over exaggerating this. This yes to life does not make you a martyr. I know your mind might think that, like, I can't just say yes to life because there's so many people who are wrong. And if I say yes to life, it will make of me a martyr. But in fact, it makes of you a miracle worker, because we don't just say yes to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. We say yes and, meaning we include ourselves in the equation. But we have to know ourselves to include ourselves. So we say yes and. So what does that look like? It means that you can have your way and I can also have my way. That there's actually enough space here for both of us. The ego doesn't want us to know that. The ego says, no, there's not enough. And spirit says there's more than enough. Let's get curious. Let's stretch this thing. Let's see if we can expand this thing. I bet we can. So you might say, as an example, we're going to have hamburgers for dinner. And I'm a vegetarian. So if I was in my no, I'd be like, no way, we're not having hamburgers. Instead, I could say yes, and we can have hamburgers, and I can eat the bun with the lettuce and tomatoes and pickles, and I love tomato sandwiches. This is the trick, to really be able to see options where the ego will tell you there's no options, you're being screwed here. To be able to see gifts where you think you're being, hoodwinked. Now, the other trick is that then we get to sit at the table and not judge each other for our choices. It's just a dream. Can I let the man eat his freaking burger without thinking about animals and ecosystems? It's just a dream. Can I love you even though I do not agree with you? It's just a dream. Can I relinquish myself from these negative blocks so that I can experience creativity? Creativity is all that there really is. So why am I negating? Why am I being so controlling? When I started this spiritual community, I was scared. Most of the time we do this negating and this controlling because we're afraid of our own power. So when I was inspired to come together, with the Holy Spirit and create Speakeasy, I was like, I have no idea how to do that. I'm not a church lady. I'm not a spiritual person. Like, I would not thought I was a spiritual person, but I was just like, structures. And I was like, this isn't for me. And the Holy Spirit was like, you need to call on 100 midwives. It gave me this tool of 100 midwives. If you've taken any course with me, you've heard this story and the process of it. But I'll just say that, the idea of calling 100 midwives helped me to harness the consciousness required to birth this community. So what I was really afraid of was not, when I let go of controlling you, I got to be in me, and I got to be expressed through me. And it was scary to do that, but I got to go one breath, one word at a time, and start to weave the tapestry of the thing that I was called to create and say, I'm going to do this. Will you hold it with me? Not will you change it, not will you fix it, not what do you think, but will you just freaking hold it with me? I was told to, connect with discerning midwives. Midwives do not stand at the bedside and say, man, that looks like a big baby. That's going to be painful. Midwives do not stand at the bedside and say, look at you, you are terrible at labor. This is not your thing, is it? Midwives do not stand at the bed and say, you're doing it wrong. You're laboring inappropriately. Midwives do not stand at the bedside and say, this is very messy and this is going to be very uncomfortable. Midwives stand at the bedside and they breathe with you and they say, you got this. If you do not have yourself some midwives, then buckle up and stay here, because this is a community of midwives. And it doesn't matter if you're in a man body or a woman body or a dog body or a cat body, you can still help people to midwife, because we're here to create. We can sometimes be in the midst of great labor. And let me tell you for sure, labor is a choice. But as long as you're choosing labor, my judgment of your choice is not helpful. Did you hear that? So we can sometimes experience labor. Labor is a choice. But if I judge you for choosing labor, it's not helpful to you. What I can do is I can just hold space for you. We need to midwife each other with kindness and compassion. This is a community that supports that kind of agreement. And we stand in encouragement of each other and in agreement with the delivery of a world that works for everyone. You know, we don't cast judgments on the baby, even if the baby's born with one leg and two heads. We go, well, that's an interesting baby. Two heads are better than one. Anyway, my opinions are not actually needed or welcomed. They're not even helpful. You know, if I stick with my opinions, I'm going to tell you all the things that I'm seeing that are not there. But it's not helpful, because when something new wants to be birthed in, we just have to hold the space and begin to experience it together so we can see what it is. The fears are projections. Sometimes we want to make these projects that we have that are just expressing through us, we want to make them special, and we want to hold on to them, and we want to defend our specialness. So it's nice to know that we're all birthing all things together, and that the only fingerprints on anything good and beautiful and holy are God's. Just like Mary did not deliver that baby with the help of mankind. She delivered it through consciousness. She birthed Christ consciousness as a pristine vessel, meaning that she allowed Christ consciousness, God, to deliver through her, the way Kathy allows God, divine, to deliver music through her, the way I allow God to deliver talks through me. Beth allows God to deliver prayers through her. Anything good, beautiful, holy, it's been authored by God, you know? So we're just the instrument. You're just the instrument. So it's interesting to contemplate the idea that in A Course in Miracles we say, in my defenselessness, my safety lies. I would even say, in my defenselessness, my audaciousness lies. If I can get defenseless, I can experience my own brilliance. A good improv actor gets to let go of his own script and live in the vital safety of this creative unknown, this mystery. He gets to listen and follow the thread of the story and practice being agreeable and in harmony. And this is not just for improv actors, it's how we get to live in peace, like two musicians improving a song and finding the harmony that lives between them. It's another form of making love. You know, you could come to your truth and I can come with my truth, and we can find a new shade, a new way, a new third option, an undiscovered color or constellation between us. Something's created, something's discovered. This is life. So yes and is not my way. And yes and is not your way. Yes and is we, to where we come to the great we. Michael Singer gives us his great recipe for this success. He says, my formula for success is very simple. He says, do whatever is put in front of you with all of your heart and soul without regards for personal results. Do the work as though it was given to you by the universe, because it was. This doing of good work is, I think, sometimes hard, but it can get easier and easier and easier. And then comes the part of doing the good work and then letting it go and not getting attached to your good work. It's hard to do good work and release it. We hang on to our creations as if they're the last thing, that good thing that will ever happen to us. And that's when we get into wars. That's ridiculous. There, in the acorn, there are 1,000 forests. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not hang on to your one damn tree. I guess this is why I really love Barbara Clevenger, who's the Unity Minister and president of our board, because she goes through life with this catch and release mentality that I've been witnessing her go through life with. She was up here for the writers retreat, and I was in awe of her. I like spent the whole weekend going, you're like a freaking Rubik's cube. But what I got, what I got was like that she has this catch and release mentality. And it's like you're walking the beach with a child who falls in love with every freaking stone, and she looks at it and she's like, look what I got. This is awesome. And it's like the most prized possession she holds above her head. And then the very next breath, you watch her chuck it into the lake. It's stymied me several times. Like, it's kind of beautiful to live in that kind of freedom. And as an artist, we're called to do the work and then to let it go, to let it have its life. And in the same way that we want to free our brothers, we say to our creative endeavors, like, I free you. I don't need to harness you with having to bring me my good. I send you out into the world, and I trust the echo of love will return to me. I will not pimp out or parcel out my love. I give it all to everyone all the time, and it returns to me in the exact form that's most helpful. That's the law. You could know the law, or you could be abused by the law. If you don't know the law, it can be a very unconscious ride, a very bumpy ride. If you know the law, things get sweet, things get peaceful, things get seamless. This detachment is the foundation of great peace. To have no agenda. I know that's hard. The ego's like wrestling even as we speak. No desire, no plan except that which love would have you do. And to wear the world lightly. If you are defending, you believe in attack and will live in a world that's unkind and fearful. But if you choose again, and you can choose again, you could see love instead of this. And if the world is bucking in labor and in pain, that's when we get to be the answer to the call for love. And we get to hold space for each other. And we get to breathe. And we don't jump in to save. And we don't jump in to condemn. We just hold space. It's very generous. We hold space. And then we go back to creating art. The world is distracting. And it's meant to keep you from your creations. Do not let this happen. The making of art is one thing. The sharing of art is another. And the ability to not pull back when someone is not getting it at the level that you want them to get it is a third. You know, it's not easy, but it is interesting. And when I say art, I'm not talking about art, singing, dancing, you know, storytelling or pictures. I'm talking about your life. Your life is your canvas. Creating is what you do all of the time. So I'm going to just leave you with one idea. Lesson 292, a happy outcome to all things is sure. And the idea of this lesson says that God makes no exceptions. A happy outcome to all things is sure. Can you imagine that? It says it guarantees only joy. Can you imagine that? It says it guarantees only joy, and the final outcome is that everything is for you. And it says that while we think that this world is real, we will experience problems and trials. But that if you recognize the bigness of your God, you will have the solution to every problem. And that you will surpass every situation and every trial with the smile of a conqueror. When we are on A Course in Miracles every morning, we say the prayer of St. Francis. We say, make me an instrument of your love. We say, like, make me an instrument of your love. Like, I don't want to worry about the song that flies through me. All I want to do is be an instrument, a channel of your love. Make me an instrument of your peace. It means we're not actually responsible for the peace. We're just saying, I'm capable of peace. I'm capable of love. Let that channel through me. That's authored by God. If the instrument is in the right hands, it can be played with peace. The instrument is not responsible for the music. It's only responsible to be surrendered in the hands of the player. So are you letting love play you? Are you letting fear play you? Could you settle into love? Like Mary and Martha from last week, we talked about the two sisters. Are you trusting and receiving? Can you believe that it could be easy? You do not need to leave your room or do anything. This is a quote from Kafka. He says, you do not need to leave your room. Remain seated at your table and listen. You do not need to even listen. Simply wait. Be quiet. Let all the noise go. Let all the noise go. Sit in solitude. Sit in solitude. Retain your own divinity. Relax into your own divinity. Let the world unfurl for you. He says the world will freely offer itself to you unmasked. Funny enough, it has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet. So the closing prayer is, we thank you, Father, for your guarantee of only happy outcomes in the end. We thank you, Mother, for your guarantee of only happy outcomes in the end. Help us not interfere with our fears and judgments and small desires and requests. Help us come clean and dive deep into the great mystery of your love and the great peace that awaits us. Help us not delay the happy ending you have promised for every problem we can perceive and every trial that we think we're meeting. And that's the word.
Yay.
Bless all two-headed babies.
Awesome. All right. My video spotlighted. Yikes. Life could be a dream if I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Oh, life could be a dream if only all my precious plans would come true. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you, life could be a dream, sweetheart. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that isn't sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love. All you need. Nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. Everybody. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. 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 Yay, thanks. I got my living room table, kitchen table audience.
Awesome. Awesome. Mari's up with some announcements, and then Barbara Clevenger is going to tell us a little bit about her class. Maybe Maureen Claffey will share a little bit about her class, and Beth Gordon will share a little bit about some classes coming up. So I'll pass it to you, Mari.
Yes, good morning. Well, as anyone who is A Course in Miracles knows, we are here only to be truly helpful. And at Speakeasy, we want to help everybody in supporting them, our community, to grow spiritually. So we do have a couple classes. Culture Club is the second and fourth Sunday of the month at 3 o'clock Central Time. On Wednesdays at noon, we have AA and ACIM, and you're welcome to drop in at any time, even if you haven't been showing up. If that's for you, just come on in. The number is the same as we're on. 8 o'clock on Wednesdays, we have A Course in Miracles text study group. And then on September 6th, the Enneagram class is going to begin. So lots of fun stuff and good things coming your way. All these events are free. So like Pam said, just consider donating so we can continue bringing you a little bit of everything, some free classes and then some classes just to expand your spiritual, just that spiritual light within you. So, and I pass.
There you go, Barbara.
Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead, Barbara. You up, Barbara?
I'm here. Okay, great. Well, 2 weeks from today at 3 o'clock, it'll be on the first and third Sundays opposite the Culture Club, which is the second and fourth. I'm going to be teaching an Enneagram class. So 2 weeks from today, I'm going to do an introduction, and I'm very excited about it. It's been important in my life. It helps you understand people, helps you understand yourself, helps you understand others, and it really helps you grow spiritually and emotionally. It does all of those things. So it's a fascinating process, and I would love to share it with anybody who wants to know more about it. So look forward. It would be ideal if you could figure out your Enneagram type beforehand. And I believe if you look at some of the promotions that Mari sends out on email, it'll probably have a website you can go to take a test. I recommend the one that costs $12, but there's a lot of free ones. And so if you could come knowing your number, or at least having it down to 2, maybe 2 possibilities out of 9, that would be great. So look forward to it.
Thanks, Barbara. You got a shout out in the sermon today. There's Maureen Claffey. Tell us about your class.
Oh my God.
Art and Soul.
Yes, it actually, more. I think it's going to be Art Meets Soul.
Art Meets Soul.
Yeah, Art Meets Soul. So I had a wonderful experience of teaching through Speakeasy, a process that I've been doing for about 10 years in terms of connecting with my own soul through making art. And that's going to continue in September. A lot of the details are still coming together. I believe it's still going to be at the same time. Fridays, 5 to 6:30. And I look forward to welcoming everyone. And I listen every week for what the divine wants to create and present that. So stay tuned and please join.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant class, very therapeutic and very freeing and expressive. So it's great.
It'll start the first week in September and run for 4 weeks again. Thank you so much. Thank you. I should have put makeup on.
You look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So we have another offering too. Maureen and I are going to be teaching voice, visibility, and value again.
I love that.
The course on purpose and prosperity. It's going to be starting September 9th. So it's Wednesday evenings from 6 to 7:30 for 4 weeks. This is a free offering. Invite all your friends. We are going to have meditations on prosperity, journaling prompts, and take you through all kinds of wonderful processes so that you can really find your voice, be fully visible to yourself and everyone you'd like to be visible to, and really know your value, your purpose, and step into true prosperity in your life. So really, come on, come all, join us.
Yeah, get it done. Get her done. We need more midwives up in here. So I'm so excited about all these offerings. We are just expanding and growing and taking you with us. So if you want information, go over to our website, speakeasyspiritualcommunity.com. In the meantime, we're going to have another song from Kathy Richardson.
But I do want to say that VoiceBox, the second Tuesday of the month at Fitzgerald's, we're going to be back outside again. And for a special fun thing, we've been talking about doing this forever. We're going to try it at 6 o'clock that night. Indigo Girls sing along with me and Nora Tangura. So everybody come early on Tuesday, the 8th, and we're going to sing Indigo Girls songs for about an hour before we start.
Oh my freaking God, it's happening!
Yes, it's happening. So in honor of that, oh yeah. I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe give me a step between black and white. And the best thing you've ever done for me is to help me take my life less seriously. It's only life after all. Yeah. Well, darkness has a hunger that's insatiable. And blackness has a call that's hard to hear. And I wrap my feet around me like a blanket. I sail my ship of safety till I sank it. I'm crawling on your shores. I went to the doctor, I went to a mountain. I looked to the children and I drank from the fountain. There's more than one answer to these questions. More than me the crooked line. Unless I seek my source from some definitive. Closer I on the fire, yeah. Closer I on the fire, yeah. Well, I went to see the doctor of philosophy with a poster over his filthy that beer down to his knees. Never did marry or see a big great movie. Grade my performance. He said he could see through me. I spent 4 years prostrate to the higher mind. Got my paper and I was free. I went to the doctor. I went to the mountain. I looked to the children and I drank from the fountain. There's more than one answer to these questions. What I mean a crooked line. Unless I seek my source with some definitive. Closer I am the fire, yeah. Closer I am the head against the board. Twice as cloudy as I'd been the night before, and I went in seeking clarity. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountain, I looked to the children, and I drank from the fountain. Yeah, we go to the doctor, we go to the mountain, we look to the children, and we drink from the fountain. Yeah, we go to the Bible, we go through the workout, we read up for revival, we stand up for the lookout. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing me in the crooked lane. Unless I seek my source with some affinity, closer I am if I hide, yeah. Closer I am if I hide, yeah. Closer I am if I hide, yeah. Woo-hoo!
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome. Indigo Girl House.
yeah. Indigo Girls Sing Along Voice Box September 8th at Fitzgerald's. Be there.
Super.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I was moved by your talk today and all that has been said about inclusion and embracing and the relinquishment of judgment. And I thought about it, reminded me of a poem that I really like, and I looked it up real quick and I'd like to share it. It is by Christy Sarshell. Every day, someone looks at me with conditioned eyes, making wild guess judgments about the length of my hair, the color of my skin, the make of my shoes, never knowing what is real or who I really am. Once, someone looked at me through a compassionate heart, and all that was invisible was revealed in the light of it. Pain, fear, love, hope, fresh wounds and old scars, longing and inspiration. And my own heart smiled under that gentle gaze in the clarity of both seeing and truly being seen. So, yes, and Maureen, thank you for that reminder of yes, and the reminder to open our hearts to love and to yes, and.
Let's take a moment to turn within and allow that to be our truth today, that we are invested in seeing in love and in being in love and in freeing love. This is the truth of our being. This is the truth of our divinity. God is the ever, the only, the everywhere, and we are immersed in it, marinating in it, inspired by it, delighted by it. And so I just give thanks for all of us settling into the truth of our being, literally, figuratively, spiritually, in all ways, settling deeper and deeper and deeper into the divine, moving from the current events on the top of the water that shift and fade 1,000 times a day, moving deeper, 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 anchoring into our own divinity, and thus being able to go with the flow. I give thanks for all of our blessings. I give thanks for Sherry moving into this dance with her health team and the amazing synchronicities and stories that unfold for her. I give thanks for Reverend Patricia stepping into her pulpit, whatever that looks like. I give thanks for those first responders in California and for the Redwood Forest. I give thanks for all the ways that Speakeasy continues to grow and bloom. I give thanks for Kathy Richardson moving into this ode to the Indigo Girls on Tuesday. I just think I'm just so grateful. We give thanks for Culture Club this afternoon at 3 o'clock for a deeper dive into diversity. I give thanks for our artists and our artisans, specifically Maureen Claffey, for our intellects and for our Enneagram lovers, for Barbara Clivenger, and for those of us who are invested in being seen and heard and healed and holy. For voice, visibility, and value, I give thanks. For all of these things and so much more, I give thanks, and I surrender these intentions into the powerful energy of God's love, who always says yes, 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 my beloved. So I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.